Okay, so I'm here. First video. Oh, shit. Last summer. Alright. And this is about this, like, crazy girl. And I was in grade 7 last year. I'm in grade 8 this year. And, I was just, me and my family went camping for, I think it was about 2 weeks. And when we went camping for 2 weeks, our friends came that I knew from hockey. And we were just having fun, going kayaking and fishing. It was a really cool time. And just campfires and all that. And there was a couple of cute girls at the campsite that we were at. And so this one day, me and my friend, we were basically skimboarding because there's a beach there. And I'm not good at skimboarding, I suck at it. But we're just messing around, having fun, skimboarding, right? And he has an older brother that's the age of my older brother, and they played hockey too. So they went fishing out on the dock. Well, for some reason, these idiots literally swam in the water all the way out to the dock with their fishing rods. And, like, my idiot brother, all you see is this kid that is swimming to a dock with a fishing rod hanging out of the water, and there's two of them, like complete idiots. Anyways, so we were skimboarding. There's these two girls at the other side of the beach, and this around when the sun was going down. It wasn't. It was pretty bright outside, but it wasn't that bright. So they were looking at us. We were looking at them, and they just started walking over to us, me and my friend. And so we just kept on skimboarding and messing around, joking around. And one of them, they both came over. They asked us, how are we doing? Just some really, it was kind of really awkward kind of talk. And the one girl asked how old we were. And, we just said we were in grade 7. And she's like, oh, that's cool. You're the same age as my younger sister. And I'm like, oh, what grade is she in? Because she's right beside her. I'm like, what grade are you in? And she's like, grade 6. No, I'm pretty sure 7 and 6 is a different number. I'm a little bit slow, but I'm pretty sure it's different. So I'm like, oh, so you're younger than me. She's like, yeah. So we were talking and ended up finding out that the older sister was like 22, and she already had 3 kids, and she was like the cuter one out of the two. And the younger one, like, she was cute, but she wasn't really, yeah. So, anyways, they both ended up walking away, and my brother turns around on the fucking dock and yells at me, "Hey, you're such a pussy! You didn't ask for her Instagram." And right when my brother yelled that, they were still on the fucking beach. The older one, and remember the older sister, she's like 22, and I'm pretty sure the younger one was like maybe 11 or something like that, because I was 12. So she basically looks at her, starts talking, and then all I see is the younger one run all the way over to me. And she came up to me, she's like, oh, well, when you're done with this, do you want to go for a walk after? And I'm like, because I'm not a mean person, I tried not to be a mean person. So I said, okay, sure, why not just walk with her for a little bit and it'd be all cool, all done. So we're basically, you know, I was trying to basically hide from her at first because I didn't really want to go for a walk with her, but then my parents were like, oh, well, you gotta be nice, yada, yada, yada. So I ran into her and she was like, oh, hi. I'm like, hi. And then I had one of my friend that I was skimboarding with, come with me on the walk. I was just expecting, maybe like half an hour of a walk and basically be done, right? Well, she had one of her friends with her that I guess she met there, and we were walking for a bit. And I would say after 10 minutes of just like awkward questions and all of this and that, my one friend ditches me. Literally ditches me. Like, what type of a friend is that? That's not even cool, you know? And I still bothered him about that today. But so then that means it was just me and her walking. And so we were walking. She was asking questions about me. I was asking questions about her, about like sports and all this and that. And basically, she ended up getting on the topic of like her family, right? And so when we were talking, uh, she brought up her brothers. I'm like, oh, you have brothers? She's like, yeah. All three of them are in jail. I'm like, cool. Good to know that. And so basically, I was after that. I'm like, okay, well, I'm not. This is not gonna go anywhere. So then we were talking, and she's like, yeah, if they were here right now, they probably would kill you. And big red flag right there. I tell you, big red flag. Was not with that at all. And so I just kept on walking, not trying to be mean. And then she pulls her hands out of her pocket, and she's like, or I forget how the fuck it went, but she was kind of open, and she was like, this is the only time my sister didn't, give me any rules and shit. So I'm like wondering, like, what the fuck, like, what the fuck does this girl think I'm gonna do? Like, shit. And I'm kind of a shy kid to like strangers, like to friends and stuff. I'm not like I'm a funny ass kid, but to strangers, nah, dude. There's fucking no way. I'm a super shy kid. So we're walking. She's like, she pulls her hands out of her pocket and she's like, I wish I could hold your hand right now. I just laughed and kept on walking. So it ended up being, I think she made me walk with her for about like fucking 2 hours, I think. And it was supposed to be just half-hour walk, so I'm hella pissed, right? And later on that night, I basically just said to her, yeah, my dad texted me, oh, I'm supposed to be back at the trailer at like 11 because I was camping in a trailer. So I went back, basically punched my brother a couple of times for saying, oh, go get her Instagram. And the next day, or that night, it like rained fucking hella hard. Like it was raining so fucking hard. And actually, I think it rained 2 days straight. And so she was in a tent, and I guess their camp spot is like a really narrow area. Like it kind of goes downwards into one spot, and that's where they put their tent. So everything they had was soaked, and that really does suck. So around the same time that I was leaving, she was gonna leave too. So she thought that we were gonna hang out for a couple more days. So then, it rained one day, it rained the other day, and the next morning, I would say it was around 11 o'clock, all I hear is a knock on the door. And me being me, I ran into the like washroom of my trailer and just like closed the door. My dad walks up to the door, opens it. He's like, "Hello?" Or, fuck, what did he say? It's like, "What can I do for you?" Something like that. And the guy comes up, he's like, "Oh, hi, is he said my name, is he here?" And he's like, "Yeah, he is. Why?" And the guy said, uh, like I don't think I forget what the fuck he said, but it wasn't daughter because her parents weren't even there. She was just with her sister, so I don't know what the fuck that was. But I think it was like her sister's boyfriend or something. Anyways, so he just said some shit, and they're like, my dad told me, he's like, fuck. He's like, dude, get out there right now. And I'm like, well, I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything with her. Like, fuck. Like, I'm a nice kid. I don't do shit like that. And so I get out there, and all she wanted was my Snapchat and like Instagram shit. So I gave it to her. My parents were talking to this older sister, and she was really like crying and shit. Kind of felt bad for her, but I never knew she was a crazy chick until she left. Bro, like she left that later that night. There was like this one shack that had Wi-Fi, and me and my brother, we always went there like every night. You gotta send your streaks, bro. You lose your streaks, you're done for, low key. Shit, sorry about that. And so we're sending our streaks, and all I get is this message, and she created a different Snapchat just to text me on her sister's phone. So I'm like, okay, who really cares? So she gives me her Snapchat. I add it. Just thinking to myself, all right, I'm just probably gonna text this girl for a bit, not that much, and probably fade away and stop talking to her. So basically, we're talking for a bit once I got back from the trip, and yeah, we were talking, and so she kept on saying to me, oh, because it's Snapchat, you know how you can like FaceTime people kind of. She's like, oh, let me call you or FaceTime you, stuff like this, that. And I'm like, no, I'm okay, I'm okay. And then she brings up right away, like, oh, my parents want to meet you. Like, what? We went on a fucking walk, alright? How does a walk turn into, hell yeah, you want to meet my parents? That's all cool. Like, what the fuck? Who says that? No one. So this crazy chick is like, yeah, I want, my parents want to meet you, yada yada yada, and then she brings up, when like girls want like so much sympathy and all this and that shit, where it's like, oh my god, people are bullying me, all this and that. That's what this chick did. All right, she basically played that card to try to get like, I don't know, I don't know what the fuck. Like she just wanted a reaction from me to feel bad for her, I guess. And really, I didn't, so I stopped talking to her, you know, and the way I know for sure that she was just wanting attention and all this and that was when right after I stopped talking to her, she texts my brother saying, "Hey, this is me, yada yada yada." And she's like, "I actually don't like him. I like you instead." Out of nowhere. And this is after I told my brother that, if she texts you, block her, she's a crazy chick. Like she made fucking 3 Snapchats to talk to me. All right? 3. And I'm a busy kid. I play rep sports, I do BMX racing, all this and that. So I'm a really busy guy. And I don't have time to talk to a girl that's fucking crazy and doesn't even care. Like she just talks about herself. One of those type of people. So I just stopped talking to her, and yeah, it's just fucking crazy ass story of this crazy chick. Uh, this story isn't really that crazy. I have a lot of different stories of stuff like this. Me running into like some girl's mom from when I went camping. It's funny because every single time I go camping, I think I run into like a girl that has some like crazy parent or just she's crazy. I don't know. It's fucked up how I run into them, and it has to be me, not my brother, just me, you know? So if you enjoyed this and you want to hear maybe a part 2 or something, say that in the comments. This is my first video. I'd like to hear some good feedback. And yeah, thank you for watching the video. Bye.